Hi, this reading is for Heather. Today we're going to do what we call the soul journey reading. And this is a look to what your soul was really hoping to experience in this lifetime. So we could go the evolutionary astrology route and assume that we've been here before and that this life cycle, your soul had an agenda it wanted to experience that it had not experienced in previous lives. If that's not comfortable, you can always think of early in life to the evolution of the end of this life. Either way, it's something that your soul is looking to do because it has not done before. It uses the entirety of your birth chart to make this experience possible. A birth chart is a suggestion, talents, challenges, opportunities. It is not ultimate fate. This is where the soul gets to decide things and move closer towards what is called the north node of what you're destined to have if you make the opportunities come to life for you, or it's the south node of what we're destined to release if we trust this evolution process. So for you, we're going to start at the south node. We're going to look at where you're coming from here. What are the qualities that you already have that you are ready to release? So when I look at yours, I can't help but first to see that your south node and your moon are in a conjunction here, pretty tight. This is a strong influence on your personality. You are someone who has this like higher level of intelligence and awareness through maybe unconditional or changing experiences. So the moon sign is this ever changing emotional energy, and the south node is what you've already done. So to me, this implies someone who maybe didn't always go the traditional route of education, but has acquired this deep wisdom and the sharp mind with this Gemini energy through life being at school already. So this is someone who has the wisdom of, the spiritual shaman, but maybe didn't get a theological degree from Harvard. It's a it's a mind that has molded to the experiences that it's been through. So if we believe that this is where you're coming from, this means that in past lives, maybe you were some type of high achieving student, or in this lifetime, maybe that's what you wanted to do, or maybe you had dabbled in it, and your mind has become one of the most talented students. You can go in the ninth house of higher education, but through greater journeys and being parts of many different walks of life, you've come to acquire all of this knowledge and in a way of being the forever student. So I'm not really talking about structured institutions here. I'm talking about you've gone through many different types of experiences. Maybe you're well traveled, or maybe you just hang out with many different types of people, or maybe you've had many different types of professions. And all of these are because your Gemini, Moon, and South Node learn that way. They want to um, really emotionally connect with whatever it is. And sometimes we can't get that in the classroom, right? Like you can't really get the impression of what it is you're being called to learn about when you're sitting in a four-walled room and being thrown theories. You're the kind of person that needs the field work. You're like, okay, this isn't real. I want to be out there. I'm going to go and I'm going to learn about this culture by actually going there and fully jumping into it, ready or not. And I'm going to learn that way. So in past lives, maybe you had this like gypsy energy where you just camped to different spots and you interacted with many different types of people. Maybe you kept notes of that to go back and study with and see if your hypothesis were correct about human um, development or human emotions, there's just humanity in general. In the ninth house, there's this curiosity of wanting to learn about other people because you want to see, well, why do they think that we're here? What is the bigger picture to them? What are their philosophies in life? And how are they living that truth? It's a lot about big questions. And when you have that Gemini South Node moon, you're the best student. So if you're the best student of the biggest questions, you're going to have a lot of information on your hands, but it's never enough. It's kind of like insatiable interest in many things and spending in a lifetime, if you believe that, being the student of asking many questions and going to many different places. So while a past spirit has lived that life or early in this life, there is so much mental energy and so much intelligence, so much wisdom that comes from this. And the soul then says, well, I got all of this great experience, information, philosophies, but it was never really of substantial use or purpose. It never really got you footing in any kind of way. Being a forever student is going to make you a great conversationalist and active mind, but in the past life, it wasn't really used for something that got you ahead in life or really made you feel connected. The higher and higher you were learning about things, the higher and higher you became, but you lost a lot of people, and a lot of people weren't able to relate anymore. And it kind of was an isolating thing. In this life, your soul says, well, what is the point of having all of this knowledge and intelligence and lifetimes of experience and answers maybe to these great questions if I have nobody to share it with? I have nothing that is permanent from my learning. So your soul is saying, this is the lifetime that I want that. I want to share with people this great wisdom that I've collected through lifetimes of field work. I've been there, I've done it, I've gone through many different experiences. I've asked the right questions. I've gained all this information. I have knowledge to share with all of you now. And I'm going to come back to this third house where we are communicating with our neighbors, our peers, our siblings. We are in the everyday life. We're involved in the community, in the same community. I'm not taking off and going on these grand adventures that I did in my past lives to learn. I'm coming back now. I'm coming down the mountain and I'm going to be in my community, and I'm going to share with these people who have not had those experiences but maybe have the same questions, because your North Node's in Sagittarius. You have that, inverse relationship with your houses and signs. So you are forever looking for balance in these also, which might be a different conversation. But with your North Node in Sagittarius, you're meeting people who have big questions for their little small town. They're still thinking outside of the box. They kind of do want to know what the stars up there are really doing. They want to know what the meaning of life is. And in their small town, maybe, or their everyday life, they have other responsibilities and obligations and routines and commuting to work, and they are running their neighborhoods, and they just don't have time to really go to these places and find these answers. But you've already done that. And now your soul's saying, hey, I want to get these people to listen to me, and I want them to know all that I've learned, and I'm going to be their teacher. I'm going to be the one that, brings this information to them somehow. And I'm going to keep going until they really hear me, and I'm going to connect us through this. And I'm going to be the voice of wisdom to my peers and these people. I'm going to get them excited about what I've learned about, and I'm going to make this my lasting legacy. I'm going to really bring it all in now, so that all my studies and life experiences has been of value to somebody. Sagittarius needs that they need the audience, maybe they don't think they need it, but what is wisdom if it's not shared on? They want to leave a legacy, your children, their children. What is this? What can I bring back and give? I want to give now. And the teacher is not a teacher if there's no class. And so you're looking for your class in this life. You're looking for a group of people or many people who can really hear, feel, reciprocate your ideas and your wisdom. And so the challenge here is that the forever student mind gets uncomfortable, right? Like, well, did I know enough? Am I ready for this? I don't know. I have doubts. I still have some questions that I didn't feel like 100%. You have like the scientific method mind that wants to test all your theories and have them proven or disproven before you give this dissertation on something. But the Sagittarius North Node is all about taking a leap of faith and rolling the dice and seeing what happens and trusting the universe and trusting that the more you give, the more you're going to get, right? Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of generosity. The more that you give, the more you get. If you hold your knowledge inside of you, Jupiter is not going to appreciate that. Sagittarius is saying, I give away my knowledge freely to everyone. I make Jupiter happy. And then in turn, he gives me more confidence and approval and opportunities to do that. So this is really about taking opportunities and going for it, even when you're not 100% confident or you feel like you haven't tested all of your theories, you don't have enough sites to prove things. It's about getting out there and trusting that you're sending the right message and that you're destined to have people hear it. Common people, not spiritual retreat people, but people that are just in your life that maybe don't even know that they have these questions, but your presence is reminding them that it is their human nature to ask these questions. And you get to be the one to be the messenger for them. But more than just the messenger, the teacher, the competent teacher who has all of these lessons ready to share. So my suggestion would be to start seeing where you can find a platform to share this information to people and to take advantage of opportunities where the public is genuinely interested in things and putting yourself out there, because the opportunities will come when Jupiter is ruling your North Node. You're going to have all these opportunities to do this because Jupiter wants to help you get there. And it's great. What a great planet to have on your North Node. It's saying, hey, all you have to do is trust me and you will be in the right place at the right time. Be ready in all of your conversations and all of your gatherings. Whether or not you think you're ready, I'm going to put you in these places and it's going to come to you that this is where you need to share something that only you have experienced, and the doors will open and you will find, oh, I didn't think this was, the PTA meeting was the place where I was supposed to share this information that I've studied for years, or I just intuitively know. But wow, all these people are actually interested. I really was supposed to. And that's the kind of the theme here. The more in common places where you're bold enough to share things that that you've studied on, that is special to you and your experiences, the more and more it's going to happen and the audience will grow. It goes from a small group to now this huge lecture. It goes to an online platform and you have all these followers. It's something that is unique to you, that the more you take the chance and risk it of the nervousness of maybe not knowing everything, the more you find out you actually do, and the more people want to know. And third house could be writing also. It doesn't have to just be face-to-face encounters, but in the third house, we're talking about getting a message out over and over again. It's the house of communication to all types of people on this level of everyday life, and not just speaking to other spiritual or philosophical minds, of the same interest. There's no real learning going on there. You're just a soundboard for each other. You're here to use that Sagittarius energy to teach people who are otherwise unknowing and unfamiliar. The third house, they don't have that level of awareness yet, and you're bringing it to them for maybe the first time. You might be the only face of this message that they ever see. So you will be the expert to them, and that's what you're here to do. So take that and run with it, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for letting me look at your chart here.